What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back bringing you 40 facts on the Warhammer 40k universe. So if you guys haven't noticed yet, we've been covering a lot of aspects of the Catan. We did videos on the Nightbringer, the Deceiver, the overall encompassing lore behind the Catan. We've talked about their powers, and now we are talking about my own personal Catan that I created for my Celestial Sons army, Marabi, the Formseeker. So let's dive into my fan lore today, guys. Now, before I talk about the lore, I just want to say a huge thank you for Arthur Dotson's lore. He's been helping me kind of piece together all the background information on the Celestial Sons. So big thank you to that. And also, the images you see here, the actual Catan that is, was drawn up by Blaze Barrows. Link to his DeviantArt below. He does do commissions, so hit him up, guys. So now, let's begin with the lore. Prison of the Gods. The Celestial Sons came across what they thought was a Necron tomb world, but instead they find it to be a planetary-sized mechanism. Upon further inspection, it turns out that underneath the planet's outer layer, more layers upon layers of ancient powerful technology lies within, each one even more advanced than the last, leaving one to wonder, what the hell is at its core? Similar in complexity to the Necron Celestial Orrery, this structure's purpose is to imprison 3 Catan shards of the ancient star gods. Due to its age, the prison is beginning to fail. Sensing that freedom is near, the Catan are beginning to flex their power, pushing at the limits of their bonds. During the past 100 years, 2 of these shards have slipped out of their shackles. However, the various spider automatrons have restrained the weakened god fragments due to their sheer numbers and overwhelming firepower, coupled with the structured spatial fold technologies. This is after the shard has caused much damage and destruction to the god prison. And now, as the Celestial Sons discover the prison world and its secrets, for as fate would have it, another shard has tasted freedom once again. When the Sons come face to face with this Catan shard, they are taken off guard. Even though they take many casualties, they find out that this ancient creature is weak to psychic attacks. And with Psi-Bolt rounds and Psi-Plasma fire, they bring the shard to as close as destruction as possible, and contain it via the god shackle. For the next century, Elric and his sons studied the ancient Necron technology. However, another shard emerged. Most of the Legion was off-world at this time, and a desperate battle ensued. Lord Commander Sol Oros had no choice but to eradicate the shard from existence. And now let's learn a little bit more about the actual Catan shard, Marabi, the Formseeker. So the Formseeker is the weakest of the known Catan, due to her necrodermis body being damaged while she fought off the Deceiver, who was trying to consume her. Because of this, she wraps herself in the cloak of her surroundings, which she absorbs and creates into armor. Now gameplay-wise, this is essentially called the Unstable Form. So you roll a d3 at the end of your turn. On a 1, Marabi's necrodermis was unable to contain her power, and she suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 2 or a 3, however, Marabi absorbs more terrain into her armor, giving her a +1 to her toughness. And then we also have the God Shackle as a relic that the Celestial Sons can purchase to basically channel the destruction of the Catan. So now let's read about how this affects gameplay-wise. The God Shackle, 25 points. The Necron relic allows the Catan shards to be more easily controlled, or better put, directed at the enemy. It channels the Star God's energy instead of it being released in its random rage. However, the tighter the bonds, the more likely the creature is to break free. So it can only be equipped to a Catan shard. You roll a d6 at the start of your turn. On a 1, the shard must attack the closest friendly unit, but on a 2 to a 6, its attacks cause 2 more mortal wounds than normal. I'm not exactly sure if this is a little too OP. I might just tone it down to an extra mortal wound, but I mean it is 25 points, so I don't know, you guys tell me how that sounds, if I should tone it down or change it altogether. So now let's jump into Marabi's actual stats and whatnot. Marabi, the Catan shard of the Formseeker. So it's an elite choice, 12 power, 225 points. Movement is 8 inches, weapon skills 2+, ballistic skills 2+, strength and toughness are both 7, 8 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership is 10, save is a 4+. So the Catan shard of the Formseeker is a single model which attacks with the Star God Fists. Only one of these models may be included into your army. So again, its weapon is the Star God Fists, its range and type is both melee, strength is that of the user, making it 7, AP is -4, damage is 3, and it doesn't have any extra abilities. Now onto its basically special abilities, you have the Necrodermis. So this Catan shard gains a 4+ invulnerable save. It also has Dread. Now Dread means that your opponent must add 1 to his morale tests for every enemy unit within 12 of this unit. And then she also has Reality Unravels. If this unit is reduced to 0 runes, roll a d6 and on a 4+, the Necrodermis tears a hole in reality, and each unit within 3 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. She also has the Unstable Form. This model cloaks itself in armor of its surroundings to contain its own overflowing power, which may spill out of its Necrodermis. So again, you roll a d3 at the end of your turn. On a 1, it loses 1 wound. And on a roll of 2 or 3, she gains +1 toughness. Same thing as I said before. Now she also has the powers of the Catan. So currently in the index, the Necron Catans only have 3 powers, that being the Antimatter Meteor, Time's Arrow, and Seismic Assault. But that most likely will change when the new codex drops, so it'll probably, be the same thing. The faction keywords for this Catan is Catan Shard and Celestial Suns. The keyword itself is character, monster, fly, Catan Shard of the Formseeker. So basically, the skeleton for this is the Shard of the Deceiver. Since he was known to be one of the weaker ones, I didn't want to go with Transcendent Catan or anything like that. No Nightbringer stuff. So I kind of stuck with the Deceiver's stats, and then basically just added the ability of Unstable Form. Now I'm not 100% sure if I should leave her at just these 3 powers of the Catan, the Antimatter Meteor, Time's Arrow, and Seismic Assault, because since she is the weakest, maybe she doesn't have all the powers, but we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much all the lore I have on this fan-made Catan of mine for my Celestial Sons. Now, a little bit of a spoiler is that the Celestial Sons will get their hands on another Catan. What this is, you guys will find out soon enough. But for now, that's all the lore I have on Marabi, the Formseeker. If you guys want a little bit more in-depth lore, there was another video on the Prison of the Gods. Again, it's in the playlist for the Celestial Sons, which I'll link at the end of this video, so you guys can go check them out. And that's all the lore I have for you guys today. As always, let me know what you thought about this lore, how I can improve upon it. Do you think the Unstable Form fits her lore? Or maybe you guys want another ability for her to have? Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget, we currently have a giveaway going on. The winner will be revealed today, so go over to the Facebook page to check that out. I believe it is a Primaris Librarian up for grabs, so hurry up and check that out. Also, we are going to be doing some creepy pastas and creepy stories coming up since it is October and Halloween is drawing closer and closer. So stay subscribed for that. Don't forget, guys, we do have a Patreon page. Simple dollar helps support One Mind Syndicate, helps us give you some more giveaways, and gives us more incentive to do these videos. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. As always, I am the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.